Hi guys, welcome to the Flying Stephanie 615. Thank you for flying with me today. Today I want to do a video and talk to you guys that are hopeful flight attendants about what you can expect in training and how long the process can take before you are contacted and just kind of what to do in the meantime while you wait. It is such a process, but don't want you guys to get discouraged because in this field there can be lots of delays and stuff like that. So delay does not mean denial. So if you are hoping to become a flight attendant and you're trying to figure out how to get started, this is your place. This is the place you need to be. I have lots of information. Feel free to PM me as well, and I can answer those questions for you. So first off, I want to talk about application process. If you are in the process of applying for whichever airline it is, first off, I want to say don't just do one. Do several. Do your research. Figure out where you'd like to be and why. Do some background research on the company that you would like to interview with. That is really important, and I think it says a lot to the person who may interview you that you really care about that company, you know a little bit about that company, and that is truly the place that you would like to end up. But if you're doing several applications, also keep in mind that you may get a phone call or you may get an email and you're already in training someplace. So then you'll really have some big decisions that you'll have to make. So keep all of that in mind as you are filling out your applications. Also, when you begin that application process, consider that the interview process. If you have a social media profile that you would not want your boss to see, shut it down. Shut it down. Only keep a social media platform for, communication with fellow applicants and stuff like that. But you don't want anything on there that is going to tell that company that you're hoping to work for that you're not the person that they thought that you were. Because if you sit in the interview and they see one thing, they see something great about you and they want to call you back, and for some reason, if someone happens to be combing through your social media, you don't want them to find pictures that don't speak about you the way that you want to impress upon that airline. So keep that in mind. Just shut all that down for right now. It's not important. You're about to get your grind on. You're trying to get this job. So you can pull all that back up later, but I would make it completely private right now. Okay? Also, once you get invited to training, I've had some people to ask me questions like, what can I expect? What's it like? Once you get to training, first off, anything that you're going to need for training, that airline will send you a packet and they're going to tell you what you need to bring and what you can do without. If you have specific questions about like what I took with me when I went to training and stuff like that, feel free to comment below and I can answer that. But I don't want to get into a whole long drawn out thing. I'll just tell you the basics. You'll need clothes. They'll tell you what type of clothes you need. You don't have to break the bank. Use what you have in your closet. Go to Goodwill. Go to Salvation Army. I was sharp every day and barely repeated any of my clothes, but I know how to mix and match things. And I did not spend hardly any money on it. I found things that were on sale. Remember, you're going to a place and basically just think of it like you're going to work every day. So you want to keep your look professional, and you're going to be so heavily focused on getting through this program that you're really not going to want to put much thought into what you're wearing, but you do need to keep it professional. You do need to look neat. Speaking of neat, good night. Look at me right now. Y'all notice I'm not in uniform today? I got a day off, and I come to share it with you guys. But anyway, so yeah, if you're in training, your focus is going to be graduation day and getting those wings. So keep it simple, keep your load light. Again, I can talk to you more about that at a later date. If you're interested, I can show you pictures of all the outfits that I took, and it's really easy. But once you get there, you will want to try and eat as healthy as you can because you need your stamina to be able to stay awake. The classroom time can be really long and laborious because it's like PowerPoint, and they're giving you information that they will need for you to retain. And so you need to keep your energy up so you can sit there. If you even give the appearance of being asleep, you're gone. So, they allow you, well, when I was there, they would allow us to stand up in the back of the classroom and listen so that we're not disturbing others and stuff like that. And we could sip water, and I think we could have some light snacks. But again, let them tell you all of that because it really depends on where you are and who you're training for. I don't know the rules for everyone. I just know how it was when I was at my current airline and at my previous airline. So you can expect you're gonna have to learn about drills. You're gonna have to learn about evacuations. You're gonna have to learn about equipment. You're going to eventually learn about city codes. You're going to eventually learn, just lingo, aircraft lingo, airport lingo. And also, you're going to learn who your friends are. When you're in training, I would highly suggest that you do not find yourself in cliques and groups. Everybody is there for the same purpose. You want to embrace everyone. You want to be supportive of everyone that you're there with. Everybody has given up a lot to be in training. Everybody has left behind lots of things that are important to them to be in training. So everybody really needs some support. So if you guys can kind of rally together and support one another through it, it'll be a much easier process for everybody. Find your best way to study. Also, I would highly recommend taking like markers. I would highly recommend taking like poster boards so you can draw up your aircraft doors. You will have several aircraft doors that you'll have to familiarize yourself with. And so what I did was I would draw out my aircraft door and put the type of the aircraft on the top of my poster board, and I would color it in and make it look as much like the aircraft door diagram that I had so that I could study that. I would hang them up everywhere in my room, on my side of the room. It depends on whether you're sharing a room or not, what airline you're with or whatever. Previous airline, I shared a room. Second one, I also shared a room. So you find your space where you can hang those things up, hang up your equipment so that you are constantly looking at it, because you will need to know the components of those doors, okay? And so the more you look at it, the more hands-on. For me, I'm more of a hands-on person, so if I can't actually get to the door to study it and arm it and disarm it and stuff like that, if I can look at it on my poster board, then that would help me to continuously embed that into my brain. So take that with you. You'll probably get runs where they will take you to the store once a week or so. So you could also pick those things up there. So I wouldn't worry about it before you go, particularly the poster boards. And oftentimes, like for us, people left poster boards behind from the previous class, and I just went and collected those, and I would draw the door that I needed on the back of it. However, don't count on that because you never know. There may not have been a class before you. They may have trashed it. So I would just, bank on doing those kinds of things for yourself. Also, someone did ask me the question, what's it like regional versus mainline? Regional versus mainline. And since I've experienced both, I'll just say this. I absolutely loved the company that I was with before. I had no problems. I made some really great friends that I still speak with today. classmates, and you know, we see each other every now and then in the airports, and we get together whenever we can. But everybody is kind of based all over the place, so it's really a challenge. But you'll really appreciate those moments when you get to meet other people that are doing the same thing that you are, and if you guys, you know, you got those things in common. But anyway, the regional, I would say the biggest difference for me was the pay. The hotels also are better. The destinations are better. Now, when I say the hotels are better, that doesn't mean every single hotel was a lot better. There are going to be some bad apples in the bunch wherever you go. Every now and then we have a hotel on Mainline that's not the best, but it's still not. It's better than sleeping outside, and it's clean, and the bathrooms are nice and clean, and the hotel smells nice, and the hotel staff is very friendly and they're helpful, and most of them offer microwaves or refrigerators because most of us carry our lunch or dinner around with us so that we can try and eat as healthy as we can. So that's really the biggest difference, I would say. The fleet, there's a lot more aircraft. They're larger. Excuse me. They're larger. The aircraft usually require a minimum crew of 3, 4, and much higher than that. And I know on the regional side, it was either one flight attendant, and max there'd be 2 flight attendants at a time. So working well with others is essential. When you go to your interview, you want to really highlight the fact that you're able to work well with others and be able to tell them a story of how you do that. When you answer your interview questions, you also want to answer your questions using STAR method. If you don't know what STAR method is, you may want to do some research on it, but the long and short of it is you want to give them a situation. It's an acronym for, you want to tell them about a situation. You want to tell them what your task was in that situation. You want to tell them what your action was in that situation, and you want to tell them the end result. Real quick, concise. They want to know how you handle any type of situation. So if you can think along those lines when you're answering those interview questions and use that method, you'll be golden. And also, you want to keep your answers unique. You want to keep them creative. You want to keep them exciting. You want to, make sure that you smile. Make sure that you got some life, some personality in you, because this is how you're going to interact with those passengers, remember. So I know it's hard for me to sit here and say don't be nervous, because I was nervous as I could be. But the more practice you get at it, the better off. So if you have an opportunity to go to an interview, and even if you're not successful in that interview, or perhaps you realize that that's not the company for you, don't be discouraged in that. Use it as a learning experience, use it as a stepping stone, and really then look at yourself and ask yourself these questions. What did I do? Or ask the interviewer, how do you feel like I performed today? When can I expect to hear back from you? Think of some questions that interviewer would be like, wow, this person really is serious about this. They're asking me some hard questions and that are thought-provoking. So make sure that you are prepared for the interview. Go on, a lot of people like to use Glassdoor, and I believe there's another platform out there that I can't recall right this moment, but a lot of people use these platforms, or even they use things like Facebook to ask questions, and some people will post what questions were asked in their interview process and how it was answered. Now, looking at somebody else's answer really may only help you because it just sort of shows you how they are thinking. But remember, you want to be unique. You want to stand apart from the competition. You want to show this airline why they need you versus the other 50 to 100 people that are in that room. Okay? All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you for flying with me, and please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Appreciate you hanging out with the Flying Stephanie 615. I will see you guys again soon, and good luck to all of you. And keep me posted on what your on how things go for you. Okay? Love seeing you today. Talk to you later. Bye.